Welcome to the Barnes Flyover. This is your monthly update on all things 104th Fighter Wing, what's happening at Barnes Air National Guard Base, and how they're making an impact right here in the community of Westfield. Whether you're here to learn something new, check out what's happening, or just to hang out and listen, this podcast has got you covered. Let's take off into today's episode.
Johnny,
and he graduated this year. I can't wait to see what he's going to be doing next. So how are you? How have you been?
I am great. Happy July. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th. Yeah, and it's been a hot and rainy 4th.
Yes, very rainy. What would you do? What did you do? You see any fireworks, anything?
No, I have a dog now that's scared of fireworks, so I stayed inside huddling with the dog.
Nice.
But just a lot of family time, a lot of hanging out by my pool. So what'd you do? I know you were catching golf balls.
Yes, so I never do this, but I wanted to share this picture because it was the 4th of July in Plainville, Connecticut, which is where I'm currently staying for the month. That is golf ball-sized hail. As I tried catching it, but I didn't get to catch any. But yeah, that was scary. That happened on July 4th for about 10 minutes. People were still shooting off fireworks despite baseball-sized hail falling at their heads. But
crazy New England weather.
Everyone's safe. So yeah, I wanted to share that because that was a fun experience. And I was just telling Pete this. I always wanted to be a tornado chaser. So my wife was trying to get the baby in the basement, and I'm just out there like trying to record, like, oh, there's gonna be a tornado. So
one of our chaplain assistants, Carlos, on base, goes on Facebook and videotapes things a lot. Well, he was camping this weekend, and I watched his tent just like hang on by a pole. It was crazy. He was videotaping this tent just fly away, and it did make it.
Yeah,
but
we even had a tree fall down in the neighborhood, and I helped my father-in-law get a chainsaw and just get to work right away because we knew that everyone's gonna be busy. There were sirens everywhere, so it was a pretty wild day, but we got through it. We're here.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So what do we got going on? We have a guest speaker today.
Yes, we do. We have the great Chaplain Travorus Weaver here. Talk about all things that's been going on in their world and talk a little bit about the medical IRT TDY that he was just on, and a lot of great stuff for that. Look to tease that and have him talk a little bit more about that.
He's got a great background, too, how he came into the military, what he does for a civilian job, his family. So he's got a unique story. Can't wait to hear about that. All right, well, let's go right into aviation history.
All right, let's jump in. We got a good one today. All right, July 8th, 1943, U.S. Air Force Colonel Malcolm C. Grow, the 8th Army Air Force surgeon, receives a Legion of Merit for developing the first ever flak vest for flyers called the M1 Flyers Vest. This was developed during World War II after a study showed that the majority of our pilot and bomber crews' casualties were coming from low-velocity shrapnel. They decided that if they were to add more armor and metal onto the planes itself, it would make them heavier, compromising their air superiority. So to fix that, they put a 16-pound flak vest on the pilots and bomber crews made by 2x2 manganese steel plates. By January 1st, 1944, so only like 6 months later, over 13,500 had been produced. And then he later on became the first U.S. Air Force general in July 1, 1949.
Surgeon General, yeah.
Surgeon General, yes, thank you. And let's see, the Legion of Merit was created in 1942, and only the Legion of Merit and the Medal of Honor are the only two military decorations that are designed to be presented and worn around the neck.
Wow.
So,
those are some good fun facts.
Very cool achievement, and he was the very first U.S. Air Force officer to receive that award. So,
that's awesome.
Bravo Zulu. I know we don't say that in the Air Force, but Bravo Zulu to Colonel.
Where do we say Bravo Zulu?
Coast Guard.
Oh, geez, that's why I don't know. I wonder if the Navy does that.
I think so.
I'll have to ask Brandon.
I think so.
Okay. All right, let's get into our community events that we've had this past month. So what has been exciting, and this is something that I didn't even know happened, we had some leadership go down to Lockheed Martin production facility in Fort Worth, Texas on May 27th, and they signed the F-35 fuselage bulkhead on an aircraft that we are going to be receiving. Colonel Glass said, signing the F-35 fuselage bulkhead at Lockheed Martin in Fort Worth was an amazing experience, and it marks a pivotal moment for the wing as we prepare to welcome our first F-35 jets. That was from our Colonel Glass, our commander.
That was very cool. Just seeing them being able to see the entire production line and actually see the future jets that will be at Barnes is very cool.
Something about a couple miles long this building is. It literally is a production line. It starts on one end, and then it spits out an aircraft.
Very
It's
cool.
pretty cool. So there's a story about that in our Air Scoop, also on our socials. You can see that. So more in our community stuff. We had Smith Vocational came out here for a tour. They specifically were looking to see security forces and the fire departments. We had about 18 very excited students, just trying to see what their careers are that they're working on in school would look like in the real world.
Yeah, and sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
I was just going to go into the next one. You were the one.
Oh,
that
no,
tour
I
was-
covered that tour, and I got to say, they received an amazing tour between our security forces guys and our fire guys. They put on an amazing show. They got to see different equipment. They got to see a taser. They got to hold the jaws of life. They got to go into one of our fire trucks and shoot the
they did.
water hose.
Oh, good.
And it was very hot that day, so I was standing under basically the mist the entire time, trying to shield the camera away. But no, they had a great time. It was a great tour. They feel like they got. Oh, and they even tried on like hazmat suits, and they were racing to try it on.
Oh,
so,
they looked like they were having fun.
yeah,
Good.
that was a really fun tour.
Good. We also, the Westfield Aviation Museum, if you're not familiar with that, that's in Hangar 3 right next to us. And they have their lobby dedicated to us as the museum for them. June 13th, they had a free pancake breakfast, which also coincided with a community event. But at that pancake breakfast, the 104th, me with Public Affairs, I was there answering some questions about noise in the area, what do we got going on with the aircrafts, what have our airmen got going on. So most community events in Westfield we try to attend so that you guys have another way to answer or ask questions, and we can give you some feedback or at least give you some context to what's we got going on and what information we have and how you can find out more stuff.
Yes.
So then we did our IRT, medical intervention training, readiness training. It was June 11th through the 21st. It was the 34th year that we've participated in that. I don't know if you
And
knew
the
that.
birthplace of Mother's Day?
Yeah, in the story, it'll say something about it's the birthplace of Mother's Day. We'll have to find out more about that.
Have to
That
find
came
out
from
more.
Tech Sergeant Lonnie Peltz. She covered the event with Airman First Class Elijah Harris was also there. You know what? I think our chaplain, who's going to be on later, might know more about that, or maybe not. I'm not sure. But anyway, so they provided free medical care, dental, optical, and veterinary care to underserved communities in a North Middle School in Henderson, Kentucky. And a fun fact, our commander is from Kentucky.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Colonel
I
Glass.
actually did know that. And I can't wait to hear more from Chaplain Weaver and all the amazing work that we did there. But just to tease it a little bit, I did pull some facts from the story that Tech Sergeant Peltz wrote up on the overall mission at the IRT. Total of 2,344 patients were seen, 441 animals, to make a total of 19,926
Wow.
procedures to equal a fair market value of over $1.5 million, Melanie.
Wow.
1.5 million of just free care.
And they've been doing this every year. This is
Yes.
their fourth year. The 104th has been a part in that. Yeah.
And even breaking it down by type, I know we always say we're not going to do math. I'm not going to try and add these numbers.
The numbers are in front of us,
offhand,
so we're good.
but over 4,000 medical procedures, over 6,000 dental procedures, and almost 6,300 optometry procedures.
Wow. That's awesome.
So yeah, I can't wait to hear more about.
That story is also in our Air Scoop as well.
Yes, make sure to check that out.
So we also had our first ever Springfield Chamber of Commerce came to visit us on June 26th. They spoke with Colonel Glass about our importance of community support, and there was approximately 85 of them who have attended. So it was nice to be able to branch out outside of the Westfield Chamber that we usually have. This one was nice to see our Springfield partners. That was fun.
Yeah, and all of our barnstormers, they don't just work in Westfield, they don't just work in Western Mass, they work in Springfield, they work in Holyoke, they work all over. So it's great to reach out to these employers and these businesses because there more than likely are going to be barnstormers that work there,
Correct.
and just talk about how we can support each other.
Right, correct. Also, July 4th, our Colonel Reynolds, Deputy Commander, spoke at the Spirit of Springfield event. Despite the rain and the
Despite the
hail
rain.
and the wind, they did have their event, and he did speak get that. And then we had 3 other members from the wing march in various parades around the state, and also one in Pennsylvania, our own Elijah Harris.
Oh, yeah.
So that was that. I always love this part, our mutual aid. So story to come soon and more on that, and I'm hoping to have our firefighters on here and talk about this. But we have that mutual aid agreement in our town and surrounding towns where anybody can call, their fire departments can call and ask for support. So that's a rundown of this. They did 5 in June. 3 June, they went to East Hampton, responded to a report of smoke showing. It was fortunately canceled en route. 8 June, another East Hampton, responded to a building fire. Our crews performed fire extension searches and subsequently transitioned to establishing water supply to support defensive tower operations. 12 June, East Hampton again, responded to a report of smoke. 14 June, Southampton, deployed as the Rapid Intervention Team for a residential house fire. And 29 June, Westfield, they provided the same Rapid Intervention Team standby for a commercial building fire. And then I do have a quote from our Lieutenant Dan Esty. Our personnel provided mutual aid to local partners on 5 occasions, ranging from active fire ground operations and rapid intervention team support to standby readiness, reinforcing our integration with local emergency services. I think that's great. That's a great quote. But every month they're out there supporting our community. Just another reason why it's good to be in Westfield, because you've got our base supporting you.
And that was a busy June, too, it seemed like. So everyone, please stay safe out there. Be smart as we approach these summer months that get hotter. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we are moving on to base. What do we do on the base?
All right. So
This one was a good one.
the patient decontamination course, this was actually the very first time that the Air National Guard has ever done this at a remote unit or as a remote team, which I think is really awesome. Once again, the 104th is paving the way for training, paving the way for deployable combat-ready airmen, as we do. All of the participating units that we had in this training, we had the 103rd Airlift Wing, the 114th Fighter Wing, the 150th Special Operations Wing, the 158 Fighter Wing, and the 161st Air Refueling Wing. A little bit about patient decontamination. It is a 19-person unit type code designed to decontaminate patients before they enter a medical facility during chemical, biological, radiological, or industrial contamination events. So, A1C Oz Captain wrote an amazing story on this with some really captivating photos that really just shows all of the great work that everyone did and all of the training that everyone received. And it really is great to be able to host a training at the wing, not just for our own Barnstormers, but for everyone else around, just so we can all share our experience, share our knowledge, and get better as not just as a wing, but as an Air National Guard.
That's great. And it looks like Chief Muty said, if we can get the region ready, we will be a better asset.
I could probably quote Chief Muty on just about anything he says because he's such a fun guy. But
he is. Yes, he is.
But yeah.
So so I know that I've been attending these. We've also got Bible study on base. I don't know if a lot of you guys know about this, but this is the first time I've ever attended a Bible study on base, and it has to do with our wonderful chaplains. We have one full-time chaplain and another chaplain who is available all the time for us, which has been amazing. So he's been doing Bible study on Tuesdays in the LRS classroom, about 45 minutes long. Lunch is included. It's very informal, but you get to watch a video. You take some notes. I've actually been taking all of the notes and the handouts and sending them to my son on the Navy ship, because even if you only go to part of the class, or like I jumped in on class 4 of, I'm not sure how many sessions this is, but I had missed quite a few in the beginning, and every class is very good. It's very good. So I would highly recommend going to these classes. And it is Panera lunch, too, which is always great.
Awesome. All right, what else we got? Comms dexterity training, I believe. Yes. So this was on June 6th. And the purpose of this was really just getting comfortable and familiar in your MOP suit. It is very difficult to move around in a MOP suit, and airmen don't always wear it on the daily. So it's good to get training in that and making sure that you can still be dexterous and you can still perform all of your mission needs while you are wearing this heavy, kind of hard to maneuver in equipment. So they did a lot of different exercises and just general things around the base while wearing these, and it was a really cool experience. A1C Elijah Harris took some really cool photos of that, which are on our Divids and social pages if you want to check those out. So please do.
Did you ever do chem gear in the Coast Guard?
Not chem gear, but like the firefighting suits. I would always fog up my mask within seconds, and I could never see anything. I don't know what I was ever doing wrong, but
Oh, I've got so many pictures of me in the chem suit and the big black gloves, and you can't. Your fingers become massive. You just think of like that big marshmallow from Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Like you're just big, and you end up taking and typing with a pencil or a pen,
Yeah.
and just going. It's just very tedious, and you definitely. I mean. Practice is what you need to do. Otherwise, you would have no idea what you're doing. Even talking on a phone or on a radio through the voice transmitter, that
Yep.
can be difficult. Drinking water through your canteen in the stress. It's just, yeah, I hated it. It's part of the reason I'm retired.
but it's why they do it.
All right. Another fun one, that story that's come out that you guys are going to hear about in our Air Scoop and then soon in the socials is that our airfield management rescued a junior kestrel.
Yes,
which is a
that
falcon.
is such a fun story.
He was so cute. Just a little bit about that. This is our birdie here. He does not have a broken wing. They thought it was broken. He was just kind of sprained. I don't want to ruin the story for you, but we had an airman give up her jacket so that the bird could be comfortable. And we have a full-time USDA biologist assigned to the 104th Fighter Wing who we worked with. Another part of the story was a guardsman used their experience and just people he's worked with in the civilian side to help out with this military side rescue of this bird. So good story coming up.
Have we named the kestrel yet?
So they were calling him Private Ryan.
Okay.
Rescuing Private Ryan is what
Very cool.
the airman was calling him. Yeah.
And more to come on that. I do believe the falcon will fly again, correct? And it is a male?
He is a male. And right now he's with Tom Riccardi at a Massachusetts rehab facility. I can't remember the Conway, Mass, or I can't remember where exactly it is. It's in the story. But I did find out that a vet looked at him and he's good to go. He's eating. He's already eating mice. And he moved from his own cage to a bigger flying cage, and he is flying with 3 other female birds.
Living the life.
Yes, and he will stay with those birds until about October. They will release all 4 of them together.
Very cool.
So yeah, it's very cool.
I can't wait to see that.
All
Speaking
right.
of our fire department, we had Chief Larry Buell retire after, do you know how many years?
He's been here since 1986,
Wow.
so it's 30-something years. Maybe 30 years? 30 years. 30 years. Wow.
Well, and he's still going to be doing even more. He's going to continue to serve as the deputy fire chief as a civilian technician, but the amount of impact that I can only assume that he's had in those 30 years is just...
Yeah, I know everyone over there looks up to him. He's just got a lot of experience. He's a really great guy. Really great guy. And that was on June 8th.
And thank you for everyone who posted comments on the Facebook page congratulating him. We love seeing the support of all of our barnstormers, all of our civilian personnel. Love reading all those comments, just thanking him for his service and all his hard work that he's done. I know we all greatly appreciate it, so please keep those coming.
And then we had some promotions.
Promotions, all right.
Yeah, the Lieutenant Walker was promoted to captain on June 18th. And then on June 24th, after 13 years in service, Master Sergeant Jamie White commissioned.
Joining the dark side.
No, she's awesome. She actually has her own legal practice in
Yes.
Connecticut, and that's quite a story too. If you guys have a chance to read that one, but after our base has been is the history that I've known of this base. They've always wanted to see the members pursue education and reach their goals and do things, just outside the box. So they've always encouraged that education and leadership. So she's going to do great in our legal office.
I agree.
And then we've got this one's a big
Girl
one.
Scout cookies.
The Girl Scout cookies are here. So, hey, guys and gals, if you've ever been here when we've had Girl Scout cookies, there's no way to move around that wellness center. And from what I've been told, when you go to the wellness center and you see the amount of cookies we have, that's just a little bit.
Wow.
They've got a lot more. It's all in other areas of the base. So they do have daily limits on how many you can take. That's a daily limit, not a per person limit. But... yeah, they've got all kinds. I did find out they're no longer making the s'mores one.
Oh, no one liked that one
Oh,
anyway.
I loved that one. That was my favorite cookie. I actually am not a big fan of the rest of them, but I love the s'mores cookies. There is one that's like a brownie. It's like a fudge brownie one, and I crumpled it up over 4th of July and made a chocolate trifle with it.
Okay.
And that was good. That was
Nice.
good. But I do prefer the s'mores cookie.
I'll have to grab my tag-alongs.
Yeah, yep. All right, and then we also...
And after you eat all of those Girl Scout cookies, please make sure to join our Barnstormer Run Club.
Yep, that's still going on. Doesn't matter how hot or whatever. There's an app you can get a hold of Pat Guyani and talk with him about the app that they're using to communicate when and where they have those clubs. So again, I still want that patch.
That is a very cool
That's a cool patch, and I joined just to get the patch. I mean, there's an incentive there. So, all right, what do we got going on in the community? We're a little slower in July, but we still have the Aviation Museum, has stuff going on every month. Don't forget, on the weekends, they're usually open. It's a free museum to go to. It's a living museum. And on July 18th, they're going to do hot dog days and burgers. And again, it's all free. So you'll see someone from the 104th there. Lots of times we'll have swag or something for sale, but at a minimum, public affairs will be there just to answer some of your questions, tell you guys what's going on, and give you someone to talk to in person. And then we have the Restoration Advisory Board meeting coming up on July 23rd. It's available to Teams, and anyone can attend.
Yes, so typically they are both in person and in Teams. I believe they're always at the Westfield, I can never say this word. Athenaeum, thank you. But for the July 23rd one, it will just be on Teams. However, you don't have to be a RAB Restoration Advisory Board member. Anyone can join that, just looking to know more about all of our conservation and environmental restoration efforts within Westfield and in the greater community. So if you want to learn more about that, there is more information on our website. If you are just listening to us, it is 104fw.ang.af.mil, and then you're going to go over to our environmental tab.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right, what's going on base? We got some stuff on base coming up.
Upcoming on base, this is a really cool one that we just learned about coming up. Exercise Cyber Shield 2026. This is the largest and longest running DOW unclassified cyber defense exercise that started in 2013.
Wow.
The mission overall is to develop, train, and exercise cyber forces in computer network internal defense and cyber incident response. All things that go right over my head, so thank you to our comms guys for knowing all about that. And this year, over 800 National Guard soldiers, airmen, and civilian experts are going to be participating from over 40 states and territories, as well as 5 different groups from all of our state partnership program countries.
Wow.
So,
I just posted on the socials about our state partnerships. You guys will have to take a look at that video from the U.S. National Guard Facebook and Instagram sites. But we have 2 state partners, Kenya and Paraguay.
yes.
Yep. Oh, goodness, I don't remember the dates, but we have 2 state partners, Kenya and Paraguay. And yeah, that's awesome. COM has been really doing a lot of stuff.
They are, and I cannot wait to write and make up the story, or not make up. I can't wait to write the story for that. That should be available by our next podcast. So
Yes,
when we get to episode 15, you guys should be able to check out all that we did there. So looking forward to that.
And fun fact, if you catch our Air Scoop and you read the history section, I just reposted an article from 1996. It was done by Master Sergeant Paul Broadus, and he's talking about the troubles to getting the World Wide Web brought to the base, and that the internet provider at that time was Hanscom Air Force Base.
And that Y2K was going to end it all.
Right. I remember that. I remember staying up till midnight going, we're still here. We didn't blip. Do you know what that's from?
No.
The blip?
The blip, no.
Avengers.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, when they blipped.
Oh, okay. And you know what? Now that you say that, I gotcha.
Remember okay.
Speaking
All right.
of, I can't wait to watch next Spider-Man coming out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, here you have to watch so many videos, or my husband and my son said you have to watch so many prior just to catch up.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Yeah, okay. All right. What's this other one update?
PT uniforms.
Okay. Information's on the SharePoint. You can order new uniforms if you don't have any. The legacy uniforms are what we were currently wearing for PT, and you can wear them until April of 2029. The difference between the legacy and the current, or the new uniforms, is just the material. Also, it's mandatory to wear PT uniforms when you're taking an official test, and that starts October 2026.
Thank you. And even just to go back to our Barnes Run Club, I know with all the new tests and things coming up, it's going to be ever more important to stay fit and stay combat ready. So make sure that everyone is taking that seriously and exercising. I got to get better at myself, but we're going to get there. I got to join that run club actually to get that patch too.
All right. On July 15th, we have our alumni dinner, and the cost is $22. It's at the Pioneer Valley Club. You do have to register by July 10th in order to be able to eat at the alumni dinner. Just know that if you haven't bought your tickets, you are still welcome to come and socialize. This one, they're doing raffles. They have alumni merchandise. You want to reach out to Len Freegon at 413-589-9157 or Tom Sandville at 413-433-2529. And you can also email the alumni104th@gmail.com, or always ask us. You can, if you have a question about how to reach them or what's going on, just leave us a comment on the podcast or call the base. The Public Affairs Office can always direct you to the right spot on that one.
Yes.
And we got one more thing going on.
Lastly, if you have any interest in being a resiliency training assistant, I know I spoke with Michelle Tarka a while ago about the RTA program, and it's really beneficial. And anytime you can help foster resiliency, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a great way to not just strengthen yourself, but strengthen those around you and strengthen everything around you. So if you have any interest in being a resiliency training assistant, we do have there is going to be
The classes are being held at
Thank you.
Westover. Sorry. The classes are being held at Westover, and they are opening it up to us. It's from the 27th to the 29th of July.
Yes.
Master Sergeant Chua is the contact, and that phone number is 413-557-3642. You can reach out to them if you have an interest in that.
Thank you very much.
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh, yes. And we do have, with our new upcoming mission, we do have our new mission statement, vision statement, and wing priorities. Mission statement, if you are unable to see the graphic here, forge combat-ready airmen prepared to defend our nation and employ lethal F-35 air power. Vision statement, to be America's premier combat wing, projecting decisive, unrelenting air power across the spectrum of joint warfare.
Wow.
And our wing priorities: develop elite airmen, optimize readiness and lethality, strengthen our partnerships, and drive continuous improvement. So now that these are out, we have the groundwork and the pillars to continue to find the way to execute our mission.
That's great. That's great. I think we just have a couple of reminders. We have our adult MFLAC, Military Family Life counselor, that's available for virtual by video or by phone, Miss Beth Lanier. And she is available by, you can call to make an appointment at 304-544-8729. You can also email her at Lanier, Lanier, B2 at MagellanFederal.com. And this is available to all of our members and adult family members from 25 May to 22 August. That's a really great resource to have right now. A lot of stuff going on. And then one other reminder from our safety office is that we are in the 101 critical days of summer. So just remember all of your safety reminders. Don't stay in the sun too long if you're going out on the jet skis, if it's hailing on the 4th of July. But there is a checklist that safety has provided us, and it is going to be in the air scoop, so you can check that out as well.
Everyone be safe.
Yeah. So we are going to take a little break and come back with our chaplain.
Woo!
Yay!
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, hit me up with my homies, and we do it all again.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. And this is our 104th Fighter Wing Chaplain Travorus Weaver. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here for sure.
Yeah. So I've known you since you've started with the unit. And what year was that?
It was in 2018,
Yeah.
hard to believe it's been that long.
I'd love for you to tell us just a quick story of how you decided to join the unit. And then very quickly you were thrown into the COVID epidemic and you were on orders for that. But let's hear how you started your journey here.
Yes, most definitely. There's so much going on. I tell people when I'm wearing the U.S. Air Force, this military uniform, I really think about my mother. I grew up in a single parent environment. My mother joined the Air Force. She grew up in somewhat rural Southwest Georgia. And she was trying to get away from a difficult situation, if you will. And the military was her ticket out of a difficult environment, a community that she wanted to get out of. And it ended up being one of the best decisions she could ever make.
Your mother was in the military?
My mother, single parent, mom.
Wow, what
Air
did
Force,
she do?
20-year medic.
Wow, I never knew that. Oh, what a role model. So she was already a single mom and then joined?
Yes, most definitely.
Where did the children go while she was?
So she deployed at Desert Storm.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, I think she gave power of attorney to a friend that took care of us. And I remember that moment vividly during that time. So,
yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but yes, single parents can join the military, but you do have to give up, you have to give power of attorney to somebody to take care of your kids. Yes. It's also the same thing if you're a dual parent. If both of you are in the military, you have to give somebody power of attorney to take care of the children. And she did 20 years.
She did 20 years.
I'm already so proud of her.
Yes.
Aw, and she was a medic in the Air Force.
In the U.S. Air Force. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm so proud of her. And to be honest with you, I kind of had military as an option for in life, but I didn't pull that card out until later in my upper 30s, and I thought, I'm not getting any younger. What would it look like to serve myself and kind of experience a little bit of what my mother went through? And I think about her often, and I swore in and made that oath of office. It's just been amazing, and it just seems like it's part of God's providence.
Yeah. Wow. Is your mom still around?
She is.
Oh, I would love to meet her someday. Is she in Georgia?
She is, Southwest Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah. She might actually be coming to visit the 104th in the spring
of
2027.
That'd be a great story.
It would be. Oh, I would love to. Oh, I would love that. We do have, I don't know, Pete, if you can go to the photos, we do have a picture of you when you swore in. There's you with your family, and look at those babies. They're so cute. You have 4 children. If we go back to the other screen, you have 4 children, 3 girls and a little boy. So then your journey jumped in real fast. You got ordered to support the COVID mission.
Yes.
That was tough. That was about a year into it.
That's about right. That's exactly right. That was challenging. It's funny. I'm a civilian in the Department of Corrections, a chaplain at the DOC, and they asked us to remain home during the onset of as COVID was hitting, and we had the pandemic, the surge. It's funny. So I'm at home, detached, told to stay home. And then, such is life of a guardsman, I receive a call from the chief at the time, and she said the situation at the Holyoke Soldiers Home, that was the name of the facility at the time, is dire. There's no one there, and we need a chaplain.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my goodness, I've been told to stay home, but the guard is telling me to go. And I admittedly, I was dealing with a little bit of concern about what was going on, but I reluctantly agreed to go. And I'm so glad that I went, and that we had an amazing team, 104th and other. It was a joint domestic operation. Worked with other chaplains that were absolutely amazing from the Army as well. Just ended up being a difficult experience, but a learning experience. What an honorable opportunity to serve our veterans that were dealing with such a difficult season in their lives.
Yes,
sure.
I agree. You mentioned what you do for a civilian. Tell us more about that.
Yes. So I serve as a chaplain for the Department of Corrections. I'm at Shirley, medium security prison, right next to Susan Baranowski maximum security facility. So I work in the medium security.
Where is this?
This is in Shirley, right next to Fort Devens.
Is it Connecticut?
It is in Massachusetts.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. So you also have a degree.
Yes.
What's your degree in? And it's a doctorate, isn't it?
Yes. Doctorate of Ministry, and focused specifically in chaplaincy.
Oh, Okay.
Yes.
There's a picture of you there. Jay and I had to look up why you
We
look.
learned something new today.
Yep. Wow.
I had to Google what does an octagon graduation cap mean for doctoral degrees. So every day you learn something new.
Yeah. Wow.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah.
And what kind of things do you do at the prison?
Yes, yeah. So it's interesting. Working in the prison environment is like being deployed, except you get to go home every night. And it really is a grand opportunity to work with individuals that are incarcerated. Really, it's a door in what would be an invisible world to most of those that are outside the fence, if you will. And so much of the ministry that takes place is outside of access to most people. And I'm able to bring hope and share the gospel to those that otherwise feel the weight of rejection, the weight of guilt, the weight of condemnation. Maybe in some ways they feel like they're looked upon as just a number. And then you have this chaplain coming in saying there's hope, saying there that this doesn't have to be the end, this doesn't have to be the end of your story. You can reconcile, you can seek out forgiveness, you can receive forgiveness, and that we've all fallen short. We've all made mistakes, and some of us have made terrible mistakes. We just haven't been caught yet. And such was my story growing up single parent. I was fighting, had a bad temper, and on the wrong track, and really was a chaplain. There were a number of chaplains that invested in my life that in a way they fathered me, I guess I could say, in their own way, and now I'm one of them. And so it's great to see ministry take place not only at the DOC but at the military. They work so well together.
Yeah. I remember when you were going through college, you were at the end, and I remember you telling me that you wanted to be a chaplain in the prisons that didn't just hang out in the church. You wanted to be playing basketball with them. You wanted to be working out with them, and you wanted to live with them, do things with them. You didn't want them to have a reason to come to the church to talk to you.
Yes, decentralized ministry.
So is that what you're doing?
It is. It's very decentralized, such as the Guard in the National Guard is very decentralized. In other words, we don't wait for people to come to the chapel to find the chaplains. We go out where they are. So it's very much embedded ministry, and it's amazing. I signed my letters. I had this statement that I make it into my letters that says, doing time with you. This idea that I'm not here just to clock in and out. I'm not here just to collect a retirement check, but I look at this as a vocation, not just a position. And I'm doing time with you.
Yep.
I'm living with you. In a sense, I'm with them, and they realize, you're with us, but you're not really doing time. But you know what? We appreciate the fact that that in another sense, you really are with us. And that resonates with them for sure.
Yeah, that's so much of what you do with our base as well. You're out. Our chaplain team is the best I've ever seen since I've been on this base, and I've been here for a while. You guys are just everywhere and involved in everything, and you're so friendly, and everybody's just, and you could see from all the pictures that we have here, there's a smile on every face. Every picture we have of you, you've got this great smile. But I know Jay had some questions about some of the recent exercises you've done.
Yeah, and before we get to that, I was going to add on to that. Like, every time that we speak or I see you on base, you always have just such a calming demeanor, and it makes me just feel safer. And I feel like, that's just directly correlated between like your civilian job and, potentially being deployed downrange where you need to kind of use those same skills and those same qualities. So I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely want to talk about the medical IRT. I did tease those numbers before, 1.5 million in estimated care. Can you just talk a little bit about kind of what your purpose was there, kind of like what you saw, like all like the care that was provided?
Yes, most definitely. It was an amazing experience, the innovation, readiness training, and of course the chaplain, we support number one, readiness on the IRT. We support wellness, more specifically medical wellness as well. That side of force protection. We're there to provide leadership. We're there to collaborate with the community based on the regulation and the commander's intent for that specific mission. So we're there for that as well, and to take care of airmen and to protect their right of freedom of worship, regardless of faith, regardless of background. Even if they choose not to worship or not to practice, we're there to protect and support them. And so it was a very, very amazing experience. And interesting thing is that in another sense, it is real world. It's a real world mission, but it also prepares us for what it would look like in a deployed environment,
right.
OCONUS more specifically. And so it was terrific, tremendous opportunity.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
just the volume, I mean, almost 20,000 patients. I mean, that's amazing. And I spoke with Chief Moody about this, and he would make a testament to say, even when the doors would close, that's not when the care stopped.
Yeah, you guys continued to work, doing all the paperwork and cleaning up and getting ready for the next day. And then, yeah, that was a great. Also, you tell us about the Bible study classes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That's
yes.
amazing.
Oh, yeah. So basically, part of my role is providing or creating a space for people to connect with God, whether if they choose to or not. It's totally up to them, but at their choosing. One of the ways that I fleshed this out was providing a morning devotional. We would do that each morning, and the numbers would continue to grow, which was really neat, and we grew closer together and closer to God. We talked about the warrior ethos. We know from Secretary Hegseth, we understand there's this warrior ethos, the ethos of the war fighter. We hear this type of language, and I thought, what does that look like from a biblical perspective? What does the warrior ethos look like biblically? And so we unpacked that together, which was super neat. And then in addition to that, we also had a Sunday evening service that we had, and we had an incredible amount of people that showed up. Even the OIC showed up.
Nice.
Hats off to Colonel Peralta. She was amazing. She showed up, and we had a number of personnel that were there. It was tremendous. But let me tell you this really quickly is that I think as encouraging as that was, what really contributed to morale was not only that the spiritual dynamic of the RT, but seeing medical personnel, dental, optometry, audiology, I mean, it was just absolutely amazing. One of the testimonies that came out of the IRT was one lady who had, tough stuff was going on with her teeth, and we restored her teeth.
Wow.
And she said, she cried, and she said, I can smile again.
Yeah, a smile was
And
so
oh my goodness. Woo. So that's, I would say, the airmen may not realize it or not. The Army, the airmen, Navy sailors may not realize it, but that is a form of ministry. It's a form of incarnational ministry that I had to remind them of.
Right.
That matters.
And we spoke a little bit about that once I saw you last week, and you were saying that how it's not always easy for airmen to see the immediate impact that they're able to make in their community. So for airmen to be able to, actually put these numbers to actual paper or, to actual experience and actually see firsthand, doing good in the community and having this impact on all these people's lives, it's really amazing.
Yes, most definitely. And I think like for the one of the few times since I've served that I saw the way from my perspective how morale boosting that was to feel like, wow, we're wearing the uniform, we're contributing to life.
Right.
Like the military is not just about, war, but it's about helping, especially within the Air National Guard. There's a humanitarian component to it that just encourages people.
Right, yeah. It's all about community when you're with the Air National Guard.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So you also have the Bible studies on base.
Yes.
So we're doing that. Tell us how that got put out there.
Yes. Chaplain Carollo is absolutely amazing, wing chaplain. And I've thought about doing a Bible study before, but I remember when Chaplain Carollo said, if you want to do a Bible study, you can do it. It's like, we can do a Bible study and even have food, furnish it, if you will, quote unquote, with food, And so we did a Bible study. We've done it a number of times before. Second one, I think, that we've done to the book of Job. And it's just amazing. It's amazing. We have from enlisted to officers coming.
Pilots and,
yes,
and regular airmen. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's a great group.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it's only about 45, give or take 45 minutes. And people really enjoy it. And we're growing closer together, growing closer to God. It's an amazing experience. And thank you for coming as well.
Oh, I know. I love it. And I do feel guilty that I can't go more often, but I also am appreciative that I can show up when I can and still get so much out of it. For those that, read their Bible and are interested in Bible studies and things like that, this is just a great opportunity to have for us. And there's we had almost 20 in one of your classes. So I'm not by myself with this. There's a lot of people who think the same way. So I appreciate that. Let's see, what else? We got any events coming up?
Yes, I did want to put a quick plug in for Clergy Day Tour and ask you a little bit about, I know last year we had a Clergy Day Tour that was really effective, that yourself and Chaplain Corolla did a great job in kind of hosting and organizing. Can you talk a little bit about Clergy Day Tour, and if someone is hearing this that thinks they might want to participate, how they can go about doing that?
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, the Clergy Day is very, very purposeful. We had a wonderful tour last time, and it's really a way to bridge the relationship between the folks on base in terms of our military personnel, and more specifically in terms of the work we do as chaplains, the ministry we do as chaplains with the ministry, the great work that many of our clergy are doing as civilians outside the base as well. And so it's a great way to bridge that gap. And so that's the idea. And it really helps boost readiness, not just in terms of our military readiness, but what does it look like for our city and our town and our state to be ready, God forbid, in case of some type of event, real world event that impacts the homeland. And so it's very purposeful. It also demystifies what we do as chaplains inside the gate, and what not just us as chaplains, what our airmen are doing, the great work they're doing. It gives an opportunity to meet the colonel and perhaps even Colonel Glass, if he were available. They get the opportunity to possibly, within reason, they might be able to see the jets, and so it's amazing. And so I think that for the clergy to be able to participate in this is winsome for them. It gives us an opportunity to build that relationship with them. They're able to inform their parishioners and their church members. And hopefully in the future that can turn into a relationship where we can work together, not just in terms of some type of event that happens in the nation, but even just serving the community and so forth. Because we want to be a contributor to the community. It's not just us taking from the community, but contributing to the community. And we appreciate our clergymen. We need them, especially as we continue to advance into the future. We need a great working relationship with outside clergy.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to mention about that is that isn't it your responsibility as a chaplain to be able to provide a resource and a contact regardless of their faith?
Yes.
So you may be Protestant or someone might be Catholic, but if someone comes to you and says they're Jewish, you want to be able to give them a resource or somebody they can go to, even in the community.
Yes, that is part of our role.
Yep. Yeah. And I know that we've had people assist on base as well when we haven't had that particular service. Yes,
we have. It's been tremendous. We have someone from the Massachusetts militia that comes in and leads our Catholic Mass. People, they love him, and which is amazing. And even airmen can actually volunteer and support with setting up for Mass, setting up for the Protestant service as well, which is amazing for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so I believe that date is September 8th, and I want to say we do have spots left. So if you do clergy work and you are interested, please reach out to us, or if you want to volunteer or anything, we'd love to hear from you.
Right. They also give you a little bit of a background on, like you said, their role in the military. There may be some opinions or stigmas or things people might think regarding chaplains, and you get to answer all those questions of what you do. People may be against chaplains in the military, like how could you join the military if you're a chaplain? And then they'll answer all those questions for you as well. So that's a good thing. Any Strong Bonds events being planned?
Most definitely.
All right.
And this is actually big news because this is the first our audience will hear about this.
Okay, you heard it here
you all are
first.
hearing about this. And so at the end of September, we're doing a marriage family Strong Bonds event for married couples. Don't worry, for those of you that are single, I do have plans for our single airmen, and I do have plans for family events as well. But the first one we're doing at the end of September, I'm hesitant to give you the dates because I don't know the exact dates, but I know it's at the end. It's on a Friday evening, Saturday and Sunday, ends around noon or so. We're doing a marriage event. And more information to
come. Is it Laugh Your Way?
Yes.
I love that one. I love Laugh Your Way. I've been to a few of them, and I feel like every time I go to them, they're taught a little bit differently. So it's definitely a reoccurring. You can go to it again. That's a good one. Cool. All right. I don't know. Is there anything else you think we should know about the chaplains or your office or anything?
Most definitely. Well, I will say that Chaplain Carroll and I, we often talk among ourselves, and maybe at times there's almost a marveling that we don't have to. We get to be at the 104th Fighter Wing. And we both, I'm sure I speak for him, is that we do see this as a calling on our lives for such a time as this. And, my life personally and my family and my wife, we've been so enriched by the relationships that have been built over a number of years that have been tremendous. And so we want everyone to feel like free. We want all of you to feel free to come and talk to the chaplains. We're here for you, regardless of your faith, regardless of your background. There's no judgment. We're here for you, and we really want to press into the idea that we're not just military personnel. We're our military community, our military base installation, but we are a family, and we're here to be a support to you. And thank you for how you've been a support to us as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's it, Jay. We're at the
I
end.
think we're good. Please make sure that you are smashing that like, subscribe, and comment button, as I always cringily say. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Definitely leave us comments. Yeah, we look at those comments.
We do.
If you see us in the community, we love all your comments, even if you're like, I recognize that voice, or, So definitely come and say hi to us. And we'll let you know what's been going on. And we look forward to the next month's podcast.
We'll see you next month.
Thank you.